Your adult children don't hate you because they're ungrateful. They resent you because of something far more painful. And if you don't understand this, you'll lose them forever. I know that sounds harsh. But after talking to hundreds of estranged families, I've discovered a pattern that most parents completely miss. It's not about the sacrifices you made. It's about what happened while you were making them. Let me ask you something. When your kids try to tell you how they feel, do you immediately bring up everything you did for them? Do you remind them of the roof over their heads, the food on the table, the college tuition you paid? If you do, you're making the exact mistake that's pushing them away. Here's what most parents don't understand. Your children never asked to be born. They didn't sign a contract saying they owed you eternal gratitude for providing basic necessities. That was your choice as a parent. That was your responsibility. But this goes deeper than just expectations. There's a fundamental disconnect happening between generations. And it starts with how we define love. Many parents believe that sacrifice equals love. You worked 2 jobs. You gave up your dreams. You put your kids through school. In your mind, these actions prove your love beyond any doubt. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Your children might not have felt loved at all. Why? Because love isn't just about what you provide. It's about how you make someone feel. It's about emotional safety, validation, and genuine connection. You can give a child everything materially and still leave them emotionally starving. Think about this for a moment. When your child came home excited about something, did you listen? Really listen? Or did you half pay attention while scrolling through your phone or thinking about work? When they shared their feelings, did you validate them? Or did you dismiss their emotions as dramatic or silly? When they made mistakes, did you help them learn and grow? Or did you shame them, comparing them to other kids or bringing up their failures years later? These moments matter more than any sacrifice you made. These moments shaped how your children see themselves and their relationship with you. Let's talk about something even more uncomfortable. Control disguised as care. Many parents sacrifice for their children, but those sacrifices come with invisible strings attached. You paid for college, so you get to choose their major. You helped with the down payment, so you get a say in where they live. You babysat the grandkids, so you deserve unlimited access to their home. This isn't generosity. This is manipulation. And your adult children can feel it, even if they can't articulate it. They feel trapped between gratitude and resentment. They know you did a lot for them, but they also know that everything came with conditions and expectations they never agreed to. Here's another painful reality. Some parents use their sacrifices as weapons. Every disagreement becomes an opportunity to remind your children of everything you've done. You paid for their wedding, so they can't complain about your behavior at family gatherings. You helped them financially, so they have to tolerate your criticism and boundary violations. This creates a toxic dynamic where your children feel they can never be good enough. No matter what they do, no matter how successful they become, they'll always be in debt to you. And that debt can never be fully repaid because you keep raising the price. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Unresolved trauma. Many adult children aren't angry about what you did for them. They're angry about what you did to them. Maybe you were physically present but emotionally absent. Maybe you criticized more than you praised. Maybe you compared them to siblings or other children. Maybe you invalidated their feelings, telling them they were too sensitive or dramatic. Maybe you invaded their privacy, reading their diaries or going through their phones. Maybe you used guilt and shame as parenting tools. Maybe you played favorites among your children. Maybe you put your own needs, your marriage, or your career consistently ahead of their emotional well-being. These aren't small things. These are wounds that shape how a person sees themselves and the world. And when parents refuse to acknowledge these wounds, when they hide behind their sacrifices instead of taking accountability, those wounds fester and grow. Here's what makes this even more complicated. Many parents genuinely don't remember the harmful things they did. You remember the sacrifices because those were intentional choices you made. But the damage often happened in unconscious moments, in patterns you inherited from your own parents, in reactions driven by stress and exhaustion. Your children remember these moments vividly because they were on the receiving end. They remember the tone of your voice, the look on your face, the words that cut deep. And when you deny these memories or minimize their impact, you are essentially telling your children that their reality doesn't matter. Let's talk about boundaries for a moment. When your adult children set boundaries, do you respect them? Or do you see them as personal attacks? Many parents view boundaries as rejection, as proof that their children are ungrateful or influenced by outsiders. But boundaries aren't rejection. They're a sign of healthy development. Your adult children are trying to establish their own identity, their own family, their own life. When you fight against their boundaries, you're telling them that your comfort matters more than their autonomy. You're also teaching them that their needs don't matter, that speaking up for themselves is wrong, that they should sacrifice their own well-being to keep you happy. Sound familiar? This is often the same dynamic you created when they were children. And it's exactly what's driving them away now. Here's something else parents often miss. The impact of conditional love. Maybe you didn't mean it this way, but many children grow up feeling like they have to earn their parents' love and approval. They have to get good grades, excel in sports, choose the right career, marry the right person, raise their kids the right way. This creates exhausting pressure. Your children spend their entire childhood trying to be who you want them to be instead of discovering who they actually are. And when they finally try to live authentically as adults, you see it as betrayal or rebellion. Let's address something that's probably making you defensive right now. You might be thinking that you did your best, that you had your own struggles, that your parents were worse. All of that might be true. But here's the thing. Your intentions don't erase the impact of your actions. You can have good intentions and still cause harm. You can do better than your parents and still fall short of what your children needed. And most importantly, acknowledging mistakes doesn't erase the good things you did. It just shows that you're human and willing to take responsibility. So what can you do if your relationship with your adult children is strained? First, stop bringing up your sacrifices. They know what you did. Reminding them constantly doesn't make them more grateful. It makes them feel guilty and resentful. Second, listen without defending. When your children try to express their feelings, don't interrupt with explanations or justifications. Don't say you did your best or that they're remembering things wrong. Just listen. Validate their feelings even if you don't fully understand or agree. Third, apologize without conditions. Don't say sorry but or sorry if. Don't follow an apology with reasons why you did what you did. Just acknowledge the pain you caused and express genuine remorse. This is incredibly hard, but it's also incredibly powerful. Fourth, respect their boundaries even when it hurts. If they need space, give them space. If they ask you not to comment on certain topics, honor that request. If they limit contact, accept it without guilt-tripping them. Boundaries aren't punishment. They're protection. Fifth, do your own work. Go to therapy. Read books about emotional intelligence and healthy relationships. Examine patterns from your own childhood that you might have repeated. Growth doesn't stop at any age. You can still learn and change. Here's the truth that's hard to accept. You can't force a relationship with your adult children. You can't guilt them into spending time with you. You can't buy their affection with money or favors. The only thing you can do is create a safe, respectful environment where connection becomes possible. This might mean accepting that the relationship you have isn't the relationship you wanted. It might mean grieving the closeness you hoped for. It might mean acknowledging that you made mistakes that had lasting consequences. But here's the hope. Relationships can heal. People can change. Bridges can be rebuilt. But it requires humility, patience, and genuine effort. It requires putting your children's needs ahead of your ego. It requires loving them the way they need to be loved, not the way you think you are showing love. Your adult children aren't ungrateful. They're hurt. They're protecting themselves. They're trying to break cycles and create healthier patterns. And whether you can accept this or not will determine whether you get to be part of their healing journey or remain part of their pain. The choice is yours. You can keep defending your sacrifices and lose your children. Or you can acknowledge their pain, take accountability, and work toward genuine reconciliation. One path leads to isolation and bitterness. The other leads to growth and possible restoration. Which will you choose?